What's going on? Welcome to the Crypto Friday 5, where we discuss the previous week in cryptocurrency. This week, we're going to be discussing Bitcoin's price action, a former US federal prosecutor defending Bitcoin. That's always good. We have some updated news on Gemini, Coinbase, and Fidelity, who's not in the crypto space yet. I have an update for you guys on the SEC and how they're defining Bitcoin and Ethereum. All that and more right after this. All right, welcome back to the channel. This is Welcome to Crypto. My name is Mike, and if you're new here, it's great to have you. Make sure to hit the subscribe button with the little bell next to it. And if you've been here before, it's great to have you. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel, you can donate in the description below to any of the addresses. You can also go to Patreon. I'm setting up a Patreon account, so you can donate as little as $1 a month. I have spent countless hours putting together videos. Haven't made a penny, which is okay because I enjoy staying on top of all of this stuff and keeping you guys informed. But if you do find it helpful and you want to support the channel, you can do it that way. So let's get into it. Bitcoin's price action. So I'm looking back. This is on tradingview.com, and this is Bitcoin USD. And this is the 4-hour chart. So we started the month right around 7,500, and it's been, couldn't quite get above that level. We saw a huge drop down last week, and we're sitting right around, 6,600 right now. And if we zoom out a little bit, we can see, one sec here, we can see that there's been a lot of resistance right around the 6,000 level and the 6,500 level. So hopefully we see more resistance around this level if we do hit it. And it bounces off that and hopefully goes up from there. I mean, we're only going to be able to wait and see what happens, but so far it seems like there's been a lot of support at this level. So let's see if it continues. The first article I'd like to discuss today is a former US federal prosecutor at Money 2020. A lot more crimes committed with fiat than crypto. Sounds like a bunch of bullshit. Former U.S. federal prosecutor Mary Beth Buchanan spoke at a panel during the Money 2020 Europe conference in Amsterdam on Monday, suggesting that we need to get rid of the negative connotations surrounding the emerging crypto industry. I agree with that. Buchanan emphasized that a lot more crimes have been, in fact, committed with fiat currencies, and expanded upon her point in a subsequent interview with Cointelegraph. Cointelegraph is a news website for cryptocurrencies. I served 21 years at the U.S. Justice Department, and it's not fair to say there is a greater amount of crime with cryptocurrencies. In fact, I would strongly disagree with that. What's more, cryptocurrencies can be traced unlike fiat currencies. So there is kind of a misnomer about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general, that they're anonymous, and when the ability to look into the blockchain, which is called blockchain forensics now, when we didn't really have that ability, Bitcoin was kind of anonymous, right? But it's gotten to the point where there are companies out there that offer up services to be able to track Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and all the transactions, and they offer their services up to the government or to whatever agency hires them. So it's very easily traceable at this point, and fiat currencies aren't, right? So the second article today is from the Daily Hodl, which is a new site that I hadn't really used before. Crypto breakthrough: New York State approves privacy coin trading. And this is basically an article about Gemini and how they added Zcash to their trading pairs. So you can buy Zcash, which is a privacy coin. It has both privacy and non-privacy features. Right now, the exchange supports the non-privacy part of the coin, but they're working on supporting the privacy coin itself so that the transactions can be anonymous. I'm not sure if it's 100% anonymous or not, but the fact that they are accepting US dollars for Zcash is a really huge thing for the cryptocurrency industry and for privacy coins as a whole, because it's showing that there's some acceptance through the state of New York at this point, which is kind of leading the charge and leading the way in accepting and adopting cryptocurrencies and blockchain. Now, Coinbase recently, this is their Twitter account, says, "We are pleased to announce our intention to add support for Ethereum Classic on Coinbase." And so Coinbase now supports Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and Ethereum Classic. So for Ethereum Classic to be added to that, to those three coins, and for Coinbase specifically to add them, since they're kind of leading the way along with Gemini in, getting mass adoption for cryptocurrencies, it's really huge, really huge. If you're an Ethereum Classic holder, you've seen a huge spike in price and you're very happy about that. We'll see if that holds and if it continues. But as for now, it's pretty good news. And they're planning on adding more ERC20 tokens to Coinbase. I talked about this in a previous video. There was some news about Coinbase supporting basically Ethereum tokens now, and they've been working on implementing support for that. So now they're starting to add coins to the list that accept that have trading pairs. And the next article today is from Investopia, and it says the SEC chair says Bitcoin is not a security. Well, we kind of already knew this. There was no ICO for Bitcoin. It doesn't serve any one company or entity. It is a self-sustaining kind of economy. It's just a mathematical protocol or algorithm that executes itself. So the SEC chairman, Jay Clayton, who you should be familiar with, has clarified that Bitcoin is not a security. Cryptocurrencies are replacements for sovereign currencies. They replace the yen, the dollar, the euro with Bitcoin. That type of currency is not a security, he said in an interview with CSNBC. His assessment is important because the debate around regulation of cryptocurrencies is often focused on their status. And this article goes on to say that they haven't yet figured out if Ethereum is a security, which leads us to the next article. And this is from Wired, the website. Rest easy, cryptocurrency fans. Ether and Bitcoin aren't securities. This is great news. We've been waiting for this. Based on my understanding of the present state of Ether, the Ethereum network and its decentralized structure, current offers and sales of Ether are not securities transactions, Heinemann said at Yahoo's All Markets Summit in San Francisco. And as with Bitcoin, applying to the disclosure regime of the federal securities laws to current transactions in Ether would seem to add little value. So now, if you guys aren't familiar with Joseph Lubin, he was one of the co-founders of Ethereum, and he said that we applaud the clarity provided by Director Heinemann and the SEC today, Lubin said in a statement. Ether and other next-generation consumer utility tokens will continue evolving the web towards networks that are more fair, secure, and evenly distributed. Consensus looks forward to continuing to engage with regulators around the globe to promote responsible adoption of this transformative technology. Boom! What a well-spoken gentleman. The higher-ups and like the co-founders of Ethereum and the Winklevoss twins, the head of Coinbase, I mean, these guys, they're leading the charge for cryptocurrencies, and they have a lot of money, a lot of power behind them. They have, a lot of people supporting them, and they're leading the charge for this. And so it's really good to see that that Joseph Lubin is very clearly and outwardly working with regulators and trying to make sure that everything is on the up and up and helping gain mass adoption through the U.S. government. because once they approve and regulate things, everyone will feel safe and the money will flow in. So that's the way it's going to work. If you have any questions about that, or if you have some time, you can check out this video from Andreas Antonopoulos. I have talked about him many times in the past, and I will continue to talk about him. He is one of your best sources for information on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and what's going on. He answers this is a Q&A about Ether, Ethereum, ICOs, and securities. So he answers a lot of good questions about that. And the last thing we are going to be discussing today is Fidelity. So investment giant Fidelity staffing up for crypto exchange launch. So Fidelity is an exchange for stocks, bonds, all that stuff. You can invest through them online, and they're considering opening up a crypto exchange. They're not considering it, they are going to do it. Boston-based investment institution Fidelity has announced that it is hiring engineers to create and deploy a digital asset exchange. Wide-ranging reports register this as a major step towards validation of the crypto space as a legitimate financial ecosystem. Dude, it's so nice to read this stuff and to hear this. The mega firm, which handles multi-trillion dollars in investment funds, is vetting staff in order to develop first-in-class custodian services for Bitcoin and other digital currencies, according to the Business Insider. I just did a video on custodianship, which you guys can check out. This video is going to come out Friday, and then the following Tuesday, there will be a video on custodianship, so you guys can kind of understand a little bit more about that and why it's so important. The firm, under the leadership of CEO Abigail Johnson, has reportedly given the digital asset class a long and serious, if quiet, look. Doesn't read right. Johnson was quoted at a cryptocurrency meeting in May as saying, "I'm a believer. I'm one of the few standing before you today from a large financial services company that has not given up on digital currencies." I think that quote's a little bit misleading. There's a lot of people that haven't given up on it. And we're seeing that constantly by big companies making big moves, getting ready for, cryptocurrencies and blockchain to explode. So I will end it with that. So thanks for joining me today, guys. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below the video. If there's any articles that you think I missed, leave a link to them in the description below so everybody else can take a look at them too. And that's going to wrap it up for today. Thanks for joining me. Hope to see you guys soon. Much love. Peace.